Welcome, dear friends. Today I'm going to tell you a story of forbidden love, shocking secrets, and a chance at redemption. Enjoy the story. Jack Harrington was fuming. The 58-year-old real estate tycoon paced the marble floors of his Upper East Side penthouse, a tumbler of scotch in his hand. His 20-year-old daughter Emily was late coming home yet again. The ornate grandfather clock in the foyer struck 2 a.m., just as the click-clack of high heels announced Emily's arrival. She stumbled in, designer dress askew, makeup smeared, clearly intoxicated. "Where the hell have you been?" Jack demanded. "Out partying and whoring around, no doubt. You're an embarrassment." "Oh, spare me the lecture, Dad," Emily slurred. "We both know you're one to talk, the way you treated Mom." Jack's eyes flashed with rage. Even after all these years, the mere mention of his ex-wife Sarah made his blood boil. "Don't you dare bring her up. She was weak and pathetic. I'm the one who made something of myself while she withered away and offed herself. Best thing she ever did, leaving me to raise you alone." Angry tears streamed down Emily's face. "You're a monster. The way you belittled her, controlled her, drove her to suicide. I was 12 years old and I found her body. Did you know that? Do you even care?" "Boo-hoo, poor little rich girl," Jack sneered. "Here's a reality check. The world doesn't revolve around you and your teenage angst. Now go sleep it off. You're useless to me like this." "I'll show you useless," Emily screamed. "I don't need you or your money. I'm leaving." She turned on her heel and stormed up the winding staircase. Jack heard her rummaging around, then moments later she reappeared, Louis Vuitton suitcase in hand. "Good riddance," Jack spat as she headed for the door. "You'll come crawling back in a week, begging for your platinum card." Emily shot him a withering glare. "Screw you, Dad. I hope you rot in hell." With that, she was gone, the heavy wood door slamming behind her. Jack sank onto the leather sofa and drained his scotch. Good, let her try to make it on her own. She'd learn soon enough how much she needed him. 2 hours later, Emily sped along a dark country road in her cherry-red BMW convertible. Hot, angry tears blurred her vision as she replayed the fight with her father. How dare he speak about her mother that way? Sarah had been a gentle, loving soul, ground to dust beneath Jack Harrington's designer shoe. Emily still had nightmares about finding her pill bottle and suicide note. "Dearest Emily," it had read, "I'm so sorry, but I can't go on like this. Your father's cruelty is more than I can bear. Please know that I love you always. Be strong. Don't let him break you like he broke me." But here she was, 8 years later, still trapped in his gilded cage. Not anymore, Emily vowed. She'd make a life for herself, far away from Jack and his toxic world of wealth and pride. Suddenly, a figure stumbled into the road directly in her path. Emily screamed and slammed the brakes, but it was too late. The BMW struck the man head-on, sending him flying. He hit the pavement with a sickening thud. "Oh my God!" Emily leapt from the car and raced to the prone form. "Sir, are you all right? Sir, can you hear me?" The man groaned and opened his eyes. He was young, maybe mid-20s, with sandy hair and kind gray eyes. His shirt was torn and blood-stained. Emily's heart raced as she crouched beside him. "I'm so sorry you came out of nowhere. Are you hurt? Should I call 911? The man shook his head, wincing. He opened his mouth, but no sound emerged. "You can't speak?" Emily's brow furrowed in concern. The man shook his head again, then mimed writing. "Oh, hang on." Emily dug a pen and notepad from her purse. "Here." The man scribbled and handed it back. "I'm okay. No hospital. Just need to get home." "Let me give you a ride. It's the least I can do." He hesitated, then nodded. Emily helped him up, feeling a tingle as his large, rough hand clasped hers. She settled him into the passenger seat and collected his notepad, which had fallen. A small town address was scrawled inside the cover. "All right, let's get you home. I'm Emily, by the way." The man wrote, "Nathan, nice to meet you, Emily." He flashed her a shy smile, and despite everything, Emily felt herself smiling back. What was it about this mysterious stranger with the charming grin? She put the car in gear and sped off into the night. 30 minutes later, Emily pulled up a gravel drive leading to a quaint farmhouse nestled among rolling hills. Chickens pecked lazily in the yard. Wildflowers bloomed amidst the tall grass. Golden sun peeked over the horizon, bathing everything in a rosy glow. Wow, Emily breathed. It's beautiful out here. Nathan looked pleased. He scribbled, "It's home" on the notepad and climbed out, gesturing for Emily to follow. She walked with him up the creaky wooden steps to the front porch where he unlocked the door. Inside was cozy and inviting, worn armchairs strewn with colorful quilts, shelves crammed with well-thumbed books, an antique pie safe, so different from the cold austerity of her father's penthouse. Nathan lit an oil lamp and scratched out, "Sorry, no power yet. Saving up. Please sit. I'll get us tea." "Oh no, I should go," Emily hedged. Nathan reached for her hand, brown eyes pleading. "Please stay. Just for a bit?" Emily bit her lip, surprised to find herself tempted. What was the harm? Not like she had anywhere else to be. Slowly, she sank into the offered chair. Nathan flashed her a brilliant smile and disappeared into the kitchen. He returned shortly with 2 mismatched steaming mugs and a plate of blueberry scones. "Did you make these?" Emily bit into the flaky pastry and nearly groaned. "They're amazing." Nathan ducked his head, pleased. He jotted, "My mother's recipe, grows the berries herself. She lives nearby?" A shadow crossed his handsome face. "She passed last year. Cancer." "I'm so sorry," Emily said sincerely, touching his arm. "My mom died when I was young, too. I know how much it hurts." Nathan squeezed her hand in shared sorrow and understanding. They sipped their tea in companionable silence, watching the sun climb high. "I should go," Emily said at last. "My dad will be wondering where I am." Nathan frowned and quickly wrote, "Forgive me if I overstep, but when you hit me, you seemed very upset, running from something. Is everything all right? Do you need help?" Tears pricked Emily's eyes at his unexpected kindness. When was the last time anyone had truly seen her, cared about her problems? Before she quite realized it, the whole sordid tale spilled out. Her father's cruelty, her mother's suicide, the suffocating misery of her gilded life. Nathan listened intently, warm hand clasped in hers. When she finished, he squeezed her fingers and began writing rapidly. "I have an idea. It's unconventional, but hear me out. What if we got married?" Emily gaped at him. "What? We just met, and you're proposing?" No, not a real marriage, just on paper. Think about it. What would upset your father more than you marrying some penniless, mute farmer? He'd be livid. It's the ultimate rebellion." Emily stared at him, pulse accelerating as she considered it. Her dad would absolutely lose his shit if she suddenly turned up married to a nobody. Served him right, after the way he disrespected her mother's memory. "It's crazy," she breathed, "but I'm intrigued. Let's discuss more tonight, over a bottle of wine perhaps?" She winked. Nathan grinned hugely and raised his mug in a toast. Hours later, Emily's head spinning from homemade mead and revolutionary plots. Marriage to a gorgeous mystery man to destroy her father? It sounded like something out of one of the smutty romance novels she used to sneak from her nanny. But hey, that's what dear old dad got for calling her useless. Get ready, Jack Harrington. Your precious daughter was about to bring scandal to the family name, and she'd relish every second of it. 3 weeks later, Jack Harrington stormed into his office and slammed the door so hard it rattled the Renoir. His secretary, Judy, poked her perfectly coiffed head in. "Everything all right, Mr. Harrington?" "No, everything is not fucking all right," Jack snarled. "My daughter, my own flesh and blood, just married some goddamn farmer, a penniless nobody, and a mute to boot." Judy's eyebrows nearly hit her hairline. "Emily got married? When? To whom?" Jack thrust a crumpled newspaper at her. There on the front page of the society section was a photo of Emily in a simple white dress, holding hands with a sandy-haired man and grinning hugely. The headline screamed, "Billionaire's daughter weds mute Missouri farmer in secret ceremony." 2 weeks ago, apparently, Jack bit out. "I had to find out from the fucking tabloids. No warning, no explanation. What the hell was she thinking?" "Perhaps it's true love?" Judy offered. "True love? Don't be stupid," Jack scoffed. "The girl's never had a serious relationship in her life. No, this is about me. She did this to hurt and humiliate me, I guarantee it." He pounded a fist on his mahogany desk, teeth bared. "Well, it won't work. No daughter of mine is staying married to some podunk redneck. Not if she wants to keep her trust fund. I'll drag her back here if I have to. Mind made up, Jack reached for the phone. Judy, get my jet fueled and ready. And find out where the hell this Nathan Walters lives. I've got a marriage to destroy. Emily lazed on the porch swing, head on Nathan's shoulder, their hands entwined. Marrying her rescuer to spite her father had been impulsive, deliciously scandalous. Some of the best weeks of her life, honestly. Sure, it was a little strange to share a bed platonically with her hunky husband, but they were taking things slow. There'd be plenty of time for marital intimacy once the paparazzi furor died down. Nathan nuzzled her hair affectionately and Emily smiled. He was so different from the stuffed shirts she usually dated. Humble, hard-working, an amazing cook and listener. She could almost see herself falling for him, contract marriage or not. The roar of an approaching car shattered her reverie. Emily sat up with a frown. They rarely got visitors out here. Nathan tensed beside her, brows knitting. A sleek black town car rolled up the drive, and a familiar figure climbed out. Emily went cold. Jack. He'd found them. Well, well, well. So this is where you've been hiding. Her father's tone could have frozen lava. Dad, what are you doing here? I could ask you the same thing, he seethed. Imagine my shock when I opened the paper to find my daughter had married some redneck farmer, without my consent or blessing. Nathan stood, hands balled into fists, glaring at Jack in warning. Emily moved protectively in front of him. I don't need your blessing, she spat. I love Nathan. He understands me like you never could. Love, Jack scoffed. Don't be naive. He's a gold digger after the Harrington fortune like all the rest. He turned to Nathan, eyes hard. What's your game, farmer? How much to divorce her quietly? $1, 2? Name your price. Nathan just glared harder. Jack threw up his hands. What's the matter, cat? Got your tongue? Too stupid to speak? Don't you dare insult my husband, Emily snarled. He's 10 times the man you are. You're the stupid one if you think I'd ever leave him for your money. You watch your mouth, girl, Jack roared. Need I remind you who's funded your lavish lifestyle? All the clothes, cars, schooling? You'd be nothing without me. No, you're nothing without your wealth and power. An empty husk who drove away anyone who ever gave a damn with your toxic bullshit. I'm done being your pathetic pawn. Father and daughter squared off, trembling with rage. Nathan stepped between them, mouth set in a grim line. Then he spoke. That's enough. Emily and Jack both froze, shocked. Jack recovered first. I knew it! I knew this mute thing was bullshit. Is anything about you real, farm boy? Nathan ignored him, eyes boring into Jack's face. When he spoke again, his voice was low and furious. I'm only going to say this once, so listen close. I'm Eva Walters' son. Your former lover, remember? The woman you abandoned when she got pregnant with your child? Jack went white as chalk. You're lying. I don't have a son. DNA test me if you want. Mom told me everything before she died. How you met at that corporate retreat in the Ozarks. Your secret rendezvous. Then when she came to you, pregnant and alone, you called her a liar and a whore. Cut her off completely. Jack was shaking his head frantically, but Nathan advanced on him, eyes blazing. I grew up dirt poor, watching my single mother work herself to the bone, dreaming about the rich asshole father who abandoned us. Swore if I ever met him, I'd spit in his face. He was nose to nose with Jack now. Imagine my shock when the daughter of the man who ruined my life literally ran me over. It was like a gift from the universe, a chance to take back a piece of everything you owed us. Nathan, Emily looked stricken. What are you saying? Was our marriage just revenge? Nathan went to her, gripping her hands. At first, I admit I was using you to get to him. But Emily, I swear the time we've spent together, it's real. You've bewitched me body and soul. But if what you're saying is true... Emily pulled away, eyes filling with tears. Then we're half-siblings. We can't be together. It's wrong. This is sick. No. Emily, listen to me. She's not your sister. Nathan and Emily turned to stare at Jack, who looked nauseated. He swallowed hard. I had a paternity test done years ago. Emily isn't my biological daughter. A ringing silence descended. Emily reeled like she'd been punched. What? Jack squeezed his eyes shut. Your mother, Sarah, had an affair, got pregnant. I agreed to raise you as my own, but... He shook his head. Keeping that secret ate her up inside. It's why she killed herself. Oh my God. Emily sank to her knees in the dirt. My whole life is a lie. Nathan wrapped an arm around her shaking shoulders, glaring daggers at Jack. Get out, now! Jack opened his mouth, closed it, shot Emily an inscrutable look. Then he turned stiffly and walked to the car without another word. The lovers watched him drive away. Emily turned her tear-stained face up to Nathan. Is it true? What you said about us being real? He cupped her face tenderly. Darling, I'm mad for you. Have been since the moment you almost ran me down. Marrying you is the best thing I ever did. Publicity stunt or no. Emily surged up to kiss him, and he responded hungrily, months of pent-up passion unleashing. They tumbled back into the grass, a tangle of roaming hands and fevered kisses. I love you, Emily gasped out between frantic presses of lips. I don't care about your history with my father. I just want you. I'm yours, Nathan growled, covering her body with his. Forever and always. They sealed it with a kiss, and then no more words were needed. The reunited lovers lost themselves in passion as the golden sun dipped below the hills. 9 months later, Jack Harrington stepped off the elevator, a stuffed teddy bear clutched awkwardly in his hand. He still wasn't sure what the hell he was doing here. When Nathan had called to announce the birth of his and Emily's son, Jack's grandson, he'd almost hung up. But something stopped him. Maybe it was the baby's name, Evan Jack Walters. Even after everything, they'd given the kid his moniker. Jack had spent a lifetime closing off his heart, pushing away anyone who threatened to get close. Emily, Sarah, Eva, Nathan, so much pain and hurt. What had it gotten him besides a cold, empty penthouse and a mountain of unresolved guilt? Perhaps it wasn't too late to change. Perhaps through this new life, this fresh start unmarred by the sins of the past, he could find a sliver of redemption. Jack reached the hospital room and hesitated. Then, with a deep breath, he pushed open the door. Emily was sitting up in bed, hair in a messy bun, face glowing. She cradled a small blue bundle in her arms. Nathan perched beside her, one arm around her shoulders, the other hand stroking the baby's downy head. They both looked up as Jack entered. Dad, Emily said neutrally, I didn't know you were coming. I wanted to see my grandson. Jack shifted his feet, feeling awkward and out of place. May I? Nathan gave a terse nod and Emily bit her lip. Slowly, Jack crossed the room and peered down at the tiny pink face swaddled in the blankets. Tufts of dark hair, Emily's nose, Nathan's chin. He was perfect. Jack reached out a trembling hand to stroke one petal-soft cheek. Hey there, Evan. I'm your grandpa. To his shock, the baby turned into his touch, rosebud mouth puckering. Behind him, Emily made a soft noise. Would you like to hold him? Jack blinked hard against the sudden stinging in his eyes. He set down the bear and reached out. Emily carefully passed him the warm, wriggling bundle. The moment that solid little weight settled into the crook of his elbow, something deep in Jack's chest cracked wide open. A lifetime of frozen emotions came rushing to the surface as he gazed down at his daughter's child, the perfect blending of Harrington and Walters. He's beautiful, Jack managed around the lump in his throat. Emily, I'm so sorry for everything. Emily's face crumpled, and she reached for Nathan's hand. He squeezed, offering silent support. I know I can't change the past, Jack continued raggedly. The way I treated you, your mother, Eva, and Nathan. I was wrong, so goddamn wrong. I don't expect forgiveness, but I'd like a chance to do better. For Evan, for all of you.